What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com.
Here are my DFS picks for NFL Week 6 sleeper picks.
These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button
And hit that bell icon
so you don't miss our new videos.
In this video, I'm going to give you some of my top DFS sleeper picks, super low priced and low ownership players that could crush value this week and give your lineup an advantage over the field. These are risky plays meant for large tournaments only. Don't go all in on any of these guys. They are high risk, high reward picks. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay guys, NFL Week 6. Let's take a look at the quarterback position. So my sleeper pick at the quarterback position is Bryce Young from the Carolina Panthers playing the Miami Dolphins, who have the 8th worst defense overall, and they give up the 6th most fantasy points to opposing quarterbacks. Now Bryce Young, he's only averaged 13.1 fantasy points per game on the season, getting an average of 2 rush attempts per game. Only played 2 games, but he did score 20 fantasy points last game. He's only going to be about 1% owned. He's projected at 14.3 fantasy points here this week, and he's 5,100 DraftKings salary, 1,500 more on FanDuel. Now, Vegas thinks there's going to be 47.5 points scored in this game, and they have the Carolina Panthers trailing by 14.5. So the reason I like this pick, looks like it's going to be a passing game script for Bryce Young, and he could get a ton of pass attempts, and he could have a big game here tonight just based on volume alone at low ownership and a low price tag. I love that matchup, and I love that game script. So I like Bryce Young as a sleeper pick here versus the Miami Dolphins. Okay, let's take a look at the running back position. So my sleeper pick at the running back position is Alexander Madison from the Minnesota Vikings playing the Chicago Bears, who have the 2nd worst defense overall, give up the 3rd most fantasy points to opposing running backs. Alexander Madison, he's averaged 12 fantasy points per game on the season, getting an average of 12.8 rush attempts per game and 4.2 pass targets per game. He's been on the field for 70% of the snaps, only going to be about 5% owned, projected at 12.3 fantasy points here this week. Now I like this pick because he's only 5,600 DraftKings salary and 1,300 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 44 points scored in this game, with the Vikings favored by 3. So it's a good matchup. Alexander Madison, I think he's got 20 plus fantasy point upside in this matchup. Going to be a close competitive game. I think there should be no problems with the game script. Should be a run heavy game script. So I like Alexander Madison here as a sleeper pick here versus the Chicago Bears.
Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching.
If you want to enter the drawing for $25 PayPal,
all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won.
And we'll send you $25 PayPal.
So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you.
Okay, let's take a look at the wide receiver position. So my sleeper pick at the wide receiver position is Drake London from the Atlanta Falcons playing the Washington Commanders, who have the 4th worst defense overall. They give up the 2nd most fantasy points to opposing wide receivers. So a fantastic matchup here. And Drake London averaging 10.1 fantasy points per game on the season, getting an average of 6.2 pass targets per game. But those targets have been trending up. He's gotten 6, 7, and 9 pass targets in the last 3 games. On the field for 87% of the snaps, going to be about 5% owned, projected at 11.1 fantasy points here in week 6. Only 4,800 DraftKings salary, 1,600 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 42.5 points scored in this game. They have the Falcons favored by 1. Drake London scored 15, 12, and 5 fantasy points in the last 3 games, off of 9, 7, and 6 pass targets. So both the pass targets and the production trending up in a good matchup. Low ownership, low price tag. So I like Drake London as a sleeper pick here versus the Washington Commanders.
Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all the tools for NFL. This is a great time to get in and try everything for 1 month. The tools are all about saving research time. You can see the last 3 games, the fantasy points per game, the targets they got per game, so you can see how involved they are in the offense, the rushes they got per game. Seeing all this stuff on one screen helps you save time and make better picks. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups.
Okay, moving on to the tight end position. My sleeper pick at the tight end position is Tyler Conklin from the New York Jets, playing the Philadelphia Eagles, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall, give up the 6th most fantasy points to opposing tight ends. And Tyler Conklin averaging 7.5 fantasy points per game on the season, getting an average of 4.6 pass targets per game. Been on the field for 72% of the snaps. Only going to be about 2% owned, projected at 7.8 fantasy points here in week 6. Only 3,300 DraftKings salary, 1,600 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 42.5 points scored in this game, with the Jets trailing by 6.5. So I do think it's going to be a passing game script for the Jets. I think Tyler Conklin going to get a handful of targets here. And even if he only puts up 10 fantasy points, he's going to return over 5 times value at only 3,300 DraftKings salary and low ownership. And if he does go off, happens to catch a couple touchdowns or a long catch and run. So I like Tyler Conklin as a sleeper pick here versus the Philadelphia Eagles.
If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NFL slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again, and good luck.